Welcome to Reread. We're on Book 6 of the Young Jedi Knight series. This one's called Under Siege, and boy does this start off quick. I think after 2 very short chapters, the Shadow Academy's there. Like, they got back from their last adventure, they built a planetary shield, and oh wow, here's the Shadow Academy. And then the rest of it is just one big battle. I did not realize that, but it's great. Zach is still balancing, and his story is kind of confusing. He feels like he's fallen to the dark side, but he hasn't done it. Besides killing that dark side student, he hasn't killed anyone yet. In fact, when Raynor encounters him and a few of the dark side adepts there, he challenged them to a fight. Well, Raynor is no match for them. And instead of them killing him, Zek kind of pushes him into the mud, slime, gets him covered. He went, "You've done worse than kill him. You've embarrassed him." And then they all go, "Oh yeah, that's right. Ha ha ha." Because no killing, says Zek. In fact, when he sees Peckham's ship, the lightning rod, go down during the battle, he feels awful. I mean, everything's kind of gone out of control here. But for some reason, he's still feeling he's tainted by the dark side. I mean, yeah, you're tainted by the dark side, but I don't think he ever fell straight to the dark side. And I'm kind of wondering now if Kevin J. Anderson did that on purpose, because we have seen too many stories of where someone goes full baddie, you know, they're dark side all the way, and now they have to, you know, the old tale of redemption. He did it for Ulic Qel-Droma and tells the Jedi, and here they come again. But this time, obviously, it's a softer approach because it's kids we're talking about here. But I also feel that, no, Zek never went full dark side, because you never go full dark side. And even at the end, though I'm skipping to the end here real quick, where he makes sure none of the Jedi enter the Great Temple, they find out later on the reason he did that, the reason he battled Jaina for a short time, was just delaying for time because he knew there was a bomb in the Jedi Temple, and I guess there wasn't enough time to deactivate it. But why not just tell them there's a bomb? Because when the bomb goes off and destroys the Great Temple, Jaina's like, "Oh, he was protecting us." Well, I don't know, Jaina. The same thing could have been said if he would have said, "Hey, don't go in, there's a bomb." Well, I mean, maybe they wouldn't have believed him, so never mind. Maybe I'm in the wrong for this. Either way, all the villains meet their fate in really cool ways. Temeth Kai is battling Tenel Ka and I believe Lobaka, and they outwit her by dodging out of the way as a TIE bomber that had gotten shot down was basically crash landing on that spot. So when they remove it, she kind of sees the TIE bomber too late, and it crashes into her, and you know, everything blows up. Ooh, that's like a death straight out of the Die Hard movies or something. But I thought it was good. Of course, Brakis, you know, he tries to challenge Luke Skywalker. Luke easily defeats him the whole time, trying to redeem him to the light. Brakis escapes, goes to the Shadow Academy, demands the Imperial Guards let him through. He's got to talk to the Emperor. Like, this whole grand scheme is just a flop. Everything's going wrong, and you know, this is not like the Emperor's plans and what's going on. I mean, we're getting demolished out there. This is supposed to be a big win for us. You know, Emperor Palpatine, you know, should have thought this out. And it turns out, well, he kills both the royal guards that won't let him in. So at least he's got some power. And he doesn't have he doesn't have a lightsaber now because Luke destroyed his lightsaber in the battle. But when he goes in there, there's a third guard with all that's like the Wizard of Oz. He's pulled back the curtain, and there's all the recordings and videotapes of Palpatine. They've kind of spliced together there. And so, of course, Palpatine was never alive. Now, the first time, of course, reading this, I was scared that they were going to bring Palpatine back. I was so happy to see that. But, of course, this leads to another question here. Oh, and, well, he battles the guard. The guard escapes and then blows up the station because he still has the remote with Brakis on the station. And so the whole Shadow Academy just blows up in front of Yavin 4's orbit. But it begs the question, because there's one more Imperial Guard. And I always thought, is he coming back? To my knowledge, he's never brought back. But how many members of the Imperial Guard are there? You know, you thought they were all done away with the Crimson Empire, but then you find one in the Hand of Thrawn duology, and now here. So, I mean, I'm not saying there could be, you know, hundreds of Imperial Guards or Imperial Guards in training, but geez, there seems like a whole lot of them. But it basically puts the whole series in perspective, especially if you're reading it from an adult. Like I said, as a kid, you're thinking, yeah, Quirrell would be captain of the TIE Fighter. No, he wouldn't be captain of the TIE Fighter pilots like he is now in the Shadow Academy. There's no way. Only an idiot would. Oh, wait. These Imperial Guards don't really know what they're doing. They're trying to make everything sound important. Brakis is a terrible leader of the Shadow Academy. Temeth Kai hardly has the Force in. I mean, she's a dark side Night Sister, but she's not that powerful. None of these villains are that powerful or that smart. You know, or they've been outwitted because they blindly followed a fake emperor. It actually really makes sense when you're reading this as an adult and you see, oh, because Quirrell leading the TIE fighter pilots is kind of lame. I get why, but he's been having second thoughts about about what side he's been joining. Like the Empire's not the Empire he loved 20 years ago or whatnot. In fact, the bully Norris finally gets his comeuppance as he is trying to shoot down and just destroy the lightning rod. The lightning rod's already about to crash land, but he's just shooting at the wreckage in hopes of just blowing up completely. And Quirrell's been trying to correct him to obey orders. I mean, hey, that ship it's not even a fighter ship. Leave it alone. It's crashing anyway. It's no concern of ours. Even if it was operational, it can't fire on us. Fire at the bad guy, fire at the X-Wings coming at us. But Norris refuses to because he's a bully and he wants to blow up this helpless little ship. So Quirrell's had it with him. And so he finally says, you know what? I'm done with you, dude, and blows him up. And then Quirrell thinks, have I betrayed the Empire now? But no, he just taught Norris a lesson, which I thought was really awesome. And then later on, he gets shot down and crash lands on Yavin 4 again, but decides, just like he's back on Gilligan's Island, this is my life now, I'm happy with it. Zach, we don't know he's they're talking about healing him at the end of this. Luke's talking about rebuilding the temple after this. And so there's a lot of talk about rebuilding, but they've won, they've survived, the Second Imperium's dead. The Empire once again loses. Again, the Empire is definitely the villain here. So it's kind of hard. I'm obviously looking at the timelines now. I couldn't put this behind Hand of Thrawn duology, even though it really should fit. We really should find some way to back it up a couple of years to fit in there, because it's just such a glaring contradiction that I just never noticed until now my reread. And I didn't notice it the first time because I read them in publication order. Anyway, folks, overall, the first story arc of the Young Jedi Knight series is fine. It's really good for a young adult book. It's really strong. And even as an adult, when you're reading it, it's entertaining. It holds your interest. The books are like 110, 115, 120 pages long. They're practically easy reads, at least in my opinion. They're very easy reads, and I've enjoyed them all. And I can't wait to talk about more next time.